Hey guys, Trenton here of Igneo Studios, going back again. I know it's been a while since I've made a video for the last 5 months. Last one was my review on Mortal Hunters by, what was the studio called again? It's gonna bug me now. Oh, well, regardless, I'm back with another review of McMurry University production of The Little Shop of Horrors. And I guess you could say everyone and their mom knows what Little Shop of Horrors is. Essentially, it's just the story of Seymour finding a weird and stunning plant that grows and eats people, named Audrey 2. Kind of the basic premise of it all, it's a silly musical through and through. I'm not going to go over the story like I would usually do, because with play productions, that you kind of just get the premise and it just goes from there. So what I'll do is I'll talk about it, the technical side of it, from the set, lighting, sound, whatever, and I'll judge based on the musical numbers themselves. I have a few things to say, but not too crazy. This one's probably going to be a pretty short video out. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and I do plan on making more as time goes on, more frequently, I should say. Now, Little Shop of Horrors, we have our basic characters, Seymour, Audrey, Bishnook, which is the owner of the flower shop. I think I said it right, I don't know. Brief note, I do not have a playbill to show you guys. I guess they ran out or something like that, but I don't have a playbill, which is sad because I was also going to hang it on my wall. I always have all the playbills of the shows I saw or would like the scene, but I've got playbills to hang on my wall. Little commemorative thing. This is a story where... Stop it, Cord. This is a story where you just turn your brain off and enjoy it. If you try to look at this story like nitpicky under the microscope stuff, it's gonna, for me, it messed with my brain, because I was trying to judge it based on the overall plot when I shouldn't have done that. This is a fun musical where just you turn your brain off and you just enjoy it for what it is. That is it. The musical numbers themselves, straight bangers. I loved every single one of them. I would watch the show again if I didn't have work. Right. But all the musical numbers were very solid, very fun. My personal favorites were Seymour Feed Me Now, sung by Audrey 2, the plant. Love the high energy jazz aesthetic to it. A lot of great energy. I just enjoyed it through and through. It was such a fun experience. Suddenly Seymour is the usual standout musical number, which I did like. But even though, the funny thing is, I had not seen this show in like 5 years or so. Last time I saw it was like senior year of high school. And if I remember correctly, they cut the musical bits. So that's what I remember. I could be completely wrong, because I hear that the high school I went to, they did have the musical numbers, but I don't remember it. But yeah, I haven't seen this show in like ages, so it was like a fresh new look to me when I saw that. When I saw it again, I mean. And if I were to really nitpick, which I won't, I'll like talk about in a sec. This is a straight 9 out of 10 show. This is a musical that you turn your brain off. I know I say turn your brain off, but this is, to me, this is what it is. This is a turn your brain off experience. And you can't really get too much more in depth than that. I know that my setup's a little kind of jank right now, because I have my roommates playing Overwatch in the living room, and the living room in the dining room, I guess you could say, where all the manga behind on the shelves are usually at. are in the same vicinity. So if I were to make a video in there, which is I would like to do, you'd be catching all the ambient gameplay stuff, and I don't want that. Also, I get to use my cool stand and pop filter, so yay. But overall, this was a good show that, like I said, turn your brain off. It's fun. The musical numbers are so, oh my gosh. I think it was, I forget the exact name, the musical number about Skid Row. That's the second musical number in the entire show, I think. And one of the singers, because some of the characters are, I think, 3 singer girls, one of which had an amazing voice that took me by surprise. Like, I genuinely had a physical reaction to how good it sounded. Audrey too, when it started singing "Feed Me Seymour," and when Bishnook comes in and confronts Seymour over feeding a dude, it's a bonkers story. I love the soul jazzy styled vocals to it. It's one of my personal favorite vocal aesthetics. Pardon that back crack. Was jazz. I love the soul bit of jazz vocals where you just feel the notes and it's just a groovy sound. And the instrumentals for these musical numbers were really solid too. I know it sounds like I'm kind of going on a tangent or ramble on, but reviewing theater is an interesting challenge because it's not as mainstream as, say, a movie, video game, or TV show, where you have the stage, setting, lighting, all that stuff. Everyone sees that one version of the movie, show, whatever. But theater, it's not an adaptation, it's a production of a script. Like a university production of this, like this is a low budget nonprofit compared to something like, say, New York or California Broadway. Not one show is going to be the exact same. It'll be, well, I shouldn't say that. It's the exact same script, but the delivery of that script and the production of it is going to be vastly different compared to others. Not one show is exactly the same production and technically wise. It also just depends on the director doing it. That's what makes theater so fun, is it's so freeform. You could do so much with it compared to, say, movies, games, and TV shows. Technically, games, whatever. I'm not going to get too much into it. But yeah, this was a very solid show and very fun. If I were to just rate it right off the bat, I'd give this a 9 out of 10. This is definitely a show that I will go back to and watch and just enjoy through and through. I'm going to bop to the music. I'm going to just enjoy it for what it is. And now the nitty-gritty story stuff. Well, first the characters. This is where I'm kind of with this show, is the, I guess you could say, lack of character arcs. Sorry, I keep moving around with the mic. That's my bad. The lack of character arcs in this show is very apparent. We get these characters introduced, and we spend a lot of time with them, but it doesn't feel like we know them, more or less. The only characters that we know, full-hearted, completely, is Seymour and Audrey. And Audrey too, but that's a whole other case. We know these characters, and in my opinion, Audrey is the only one with a definitive character arc. She goes from this timid domestic abuse victim, essentially, and becomes a more, I guess you could say, stable individual. Obviously still bent from all the stuff that happened to her, and she starts living happier, more or less, and it gets ripped away from her. She has a solid arc throughout the show, but Seymour, he is our main protagonist, and I feel like he had a lack of development. And and it's not even saying that he doesn't get development. It just doesn't feel like he has development. He goes from the same, I guess you could say, awkward, shy botanical expert, and goes to being very successful, and then it gets ripped away from him as he, well, yeah, but his character is kind of in a stagnant line throughout the show, which can be a good thing if you want to maintain the consistency. Consistently, Seymour is still like consistently in character. Audrey is the standout that has a full-on development period throughout. If you want to like use the whole like writing, like rising action climax stuff, she has that throughout the show. Seymour kind of just goes here, that, and keeps going, and then kind of does a curve. He doesn't like block it. He kind of just curves it out. Fish Nook, the father figure boss of Seymour, I feel like we didn't get enough of him because he is supposed to be this very important character, and he's kind of just there for the ride. Not saying it's bad by any means. I'm not criticizing negatively here, but that's just my thoughts if I were to really nitpick the story of this show, because the story is bonkers and out, like all over the place. Like, I just trying to put it down the microscope is just kind of the other character is Audrey's boyfriend, the dentist, and he was, funny enough, the actor that did him in this production of the show, he was on two sides of the scale. Either I'm laughing my butt off because I can't take this guy seriously because his musical number freaked the hell out of me, but it made me mad uncomfortable in the funniest way possible. And then the other half, I want to punch his lights out. So there was no balance to that, and it was a good way. In a good way, there was no balance to it. Because throughout his musical number, I'm laughing my butt off because I can't take this dude seriously, but it's also mad uncomfortable with how this musical number is. But then the other side, I want to punch his lights out. Or punch his teeth in, unironically. But that's kind of what my critiques are for that bit. I wanted to get it out there. Just my brain kind of cooking that. I want to try and work it out while talking about it. But overall, if I want to enjoy this show, I'm going to enjoy this show. This is a show that I would like to go rewatch again and again. And hell, I might actually watch the movie sometime, like either tonight or the other night or tomorrow, whatever. Because funny enough, again, I never saw the movie. I know, uncultured. But this makes me want to go watch the movie. Now, I'll find out where it is on streaming or anything, if anything like that. But this was a good show. Musical numbers, I could talk forever about the musical numbers. I love musicals, more or less. But musicals are those types of show in theater that rarely get screwed over. From what I've seen, at least. I could be completely wrong, and maybe like 60% turn out great. But like 90% of the musicals that I've seen and been a part of went not flawlessly, but went phenomenally. From my experience, musicals rarely get screwed over. They rarely get screwed over in terms of the production side. Again, I could be completely wrong. I don't know too much about the whole logistics of that. But I could talk forever about that, but I'm not going to. I didn't want to make this super long review. Just wanted to clarify something. Just get my thoughts out there. Said I enjoy the show. This was so much fun. I don't have anything else to say about that. So I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10 for Little Shop of Horrors by McMurry University. I'm going to be posting this video tonight as of recording this. That way people can see it, and if they want to go see it the Sunday, which is tomorrow as of recording this video, if you want to go see the show, go see it. It will be like 2 o'clock, McMurry University. If you're local. If you're like out of state and stuff, sorry. But I want to get this out there. This was a fun show. Also, clarification. I do plan on making more videos. I do want to make more videos on this. One of which is an alien retrospective as an idea. There's a lot of video ideas I have. One of which is an alien movie retrospective. But that will be kind of down the line when I learn and figure out how to do editing properly. And that involves getting a better computer, because the computer I'm using right now is not mine. This is my brother's. Because my computer is an old-ass Chromebook, and it just does not work much. So I'm having to go through a bunch of stuff to record with this new setup. I know not technically new as of 5 months ago, but this is still cool equipment that I want to continue using. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Comment down below and like and comment down below if you thought the show was pretty good, or if you saw a different production of it somewhere, if you're out of state or somewhere in state in a different city, if you saw a production of it, tell me what you thought about that one. And if you want to subscribe, ring the bell if you want to get notified when I make videos. I'll try to make this more consistent and frequent, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.